Hey, everybody. Well. Oh, yeah. Jackets to the Pop Tart Bowl. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Wildberry. I'm partial to wildberry and s'mores. I chose the s'mores for the purposes of this video. And me and I got Cdogg 2 right here. I'm baby wearing right now. Look at that. Look at that. I'm wearing this boy while I make this video. He's got his little football hat on. And I'm so happy. This is a great day. You know why? Because I'm choosing not to let the negativity of the Jackets shitting the bed at the end of the season and not making the ACC title game, not beating Georgia, not making the playoffs. I'm going to choose to be excited for our bowl game instead of bitching, crying, making excuses, lobbying for changes in the sport because I didn't get my way. Things like that Notre Dame is doing, because guess what? They were supposed to be in this bowl game, not us. They were supposed to be in the Pop Tarts Bowl, playing BYU, by the way, Bicycle College. So that's a fun matchup. But it would have been Mormons versus Catholics. Instead, it's Mormons versus the drunk engineers of Georgia Tech. And Notre Dame. Well, I just made a video about how I feel about Notre Dame and them opting out of a bowl game after they didn't get their way. They didn't earn their way into the playoffs, so they're going to bitch about it. They are actively ruining the sport, teams that do that, because you lost 2 games. Used to be you couldn't lose 1. Now teams are losing 2 and 3 games and complaining that they didn't get their freaking way and getting left out of the playoffs. I don't feel bad for you. You should have won your games. Especially, you had 2 shots at 2 playoff teams. I went off on Notre Dame in the last video. I hate them so much. They piss me off so bad. So if you want to know my feelings on that, go watch that game or watch that video. I, however, and the Jackets are grateful to be in the Pop Tarts Bowl. And yes, I know I'm going to get I'm going to get people laughing. You're in the Pop Tarts Bowl. It's so funny to freaking laugh because Pop Tarts are silly. And going to the Pop Tarts Bowl is so silly and lame. And the Cheez-Its Bowl and all these silly bowl games that are dumb, that aren't the playoffs. Well, it's fine if you want to laugh. It's fine if you want to laugh at Georgia Tech for shitting the bed. Usually the teams that get laughed at for going to these bowl games were playoff teams that, had their seasons ruined. But honestly, the Pop-Tart game is one of the most fun games at the end of the year and really captures, I think, the spirit of college football. And I don't think you should put down the Pop-Tart game too much just because it makes bowl season entertaining. I mean, the sport didn't used to be all playoff centered. There used to not even be a playoff. And things are moving real fast, I know, and the bowl games are meaningless. And if you don't get in the playoffs, then your season was a failure, and yada, yada, yada. Well, first of all, you can go back and listen. I have proof of saying this. I'm not just saying this because we pissed our pants and missed the playoffs. I never really cared about the playoffs for the Jackets this season. I wanted to beat Georgia, which we didn't do, and I wanted to make the ACC championship and win it, which we didn't do either. We had a chance to do both those things and didn't do it. Hugely disappointing. But not being a part of the playoffs, I mean, obviously if we won the ACC, which is what I wanted, we would have been in the playoffs, but I would have been happy just getting there because that would have meant that we were ACC champions. I really wanted an ACC championship. Of course, that didn't happen. But, look, I don't, back in the day, bowl games used to mean something. They used to be exciting and fun, and now it's just something to make fun of playoff potential teams that didn't freaking make it. It really sucks. I don't see it that way, especially after the Jeff Collins years and being 3-9 and not making a bowl. These teams that, these fans that make fun of you for going to the Pop Tarts Bowl, they don't know true pain. They don't know the pain of missing a bowl game. And, dude, making the Gasparilla Bowl 2 years ago meant the world to us, didn't it? Haynes King brought us to our first bowl game, since 2017, I think it was. Like, a year before Paul Johnson retired. Jeff Collins never made one. So making a bowl game was, everything in the world. And making the Pop Tarts Bowl, well, it's one of the upper tier bowl games. I mean, I'm going to get laughed at for saying that, but, they don't let teams in the Pop Tart Bowl unless they have 9 or 10 wins. So it's not like it's really shouldn't be embarrassing or humiliating to go to the freaking Pop Tart Bowl. I mean, we're gonna get laughed at for not achieving our expectations, but whatever. I'm excited for the Pop Tart game. They make it fun. Like they have the sick ritual where they like the disgusting human sacrifice where the Pop Tart he like wants to be eaten alive. He gets toasted and then all the players eat him a life-size human Pop Tart. It's very fun. It's funny how they make it shocking and silly and goofy. The same with the Mayo Bowl where they dump mayo all over the coaches. Like that's funny. Same with the Cheez-It Bowl. Like those are funny games. I mean, they're funny and they make bowl season entertaining. So I hope that we get to eat the big Pop Tart at the end of the game. We can talk about the matchup a little bit. I'm not so sure we're going to get to eat the big Pop Tart. I might have to stick with this little Pop Tart. Because BYU, look, if we play in this bowl game, anything like we played in the month of November, BYU is going to whoop the shit out of us. And I really, really don't want that as this is like the seniors last season, Haynes King last season. Haynes King has already never beat Georgia and choked away the ACC championship. That's his legacy. And losing a bowl game, losing the big bowl game, the biggest bowl game we've been to in a long time, would be really bad. I just want the guys to go out on a big win. I hope they take it seriously. Some of these teams, a lot of these bowl games, you're like, oh God, are the players going to opt out? Do they care about it? Do they want to be there? A lot of the time you get a ton of opt-outs. Now, I don't know how that's going to work anymore because the transfer portal doesn't open until after the season's over. So how does that work? I don't know. Tell me in the comments if you know. But I guess you could still opt out and not play the game. But if you're transferring, would you play in the game? I don't know. But players will freaking quit these games at the drop of a hat. Now, as for Georgia Tech, will we have players opting out? I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and say I don't think Haynes King will opt out for a few reasons. First of all, because he needs to rehabilitate his image from the month of November, I would think, right? I don't think he's going to be a high draft prospect or maybe not even get drafted at all. But if he were to, having more film at the bowl game and having a good performance at the bowl game would help him with his draft stock, especially after this past month of not playing good. Also, I just don't think he's that kind of person. I don't think he's the kind to opt out. He didn't before. I don't expect him to now. He's a team guy. Everybody knows the personality of Haynes King. He's like a traditional football player, one that you can look up to and that does things the right way, like old school type. So he's just not the type to opt out of a bowl game, in my opinion. Especially not his last one with Tech. He's given us many good years and good games, and God, I'm going to miss him. As for other players, like, same thing. I feel like Malik Rutherford, why would he opt out? He's got to put tape on film for to possibly get – I don't think he'll get drafted again, but free agent type stuff. Keelan Rutledge, he might opt out. He's a first round or high second round prospect. Keelan Rutledge might opt out. We'll see. It'll be interesting. I mean, we've already lost Buster Faulkner, our offensive coordinator. We've already lost our offensive line coach, Jeep Wade. More on the way, is the word on the street. And so it's like you wonder, like, what's going to happen. Brent Key said he has 36 people he's looking at for offensive coordinator. He's going to take his time with it. But, the offensive coordinator, whoever calls plays offensively in the bowl game might not be our OC. So we'll have to see. I wonder if it's Winky again. If I had to guess, if it was somebody on staff, it'd be Winky because, rumor was that he did that already in the interim year. So Georgia Tech is definitely at a disadvantage. They'll be underdogs in this game. BYU is a serious playoff contender up and through the month of November. I think they got kind of screwed, to be honest. I think BYU got screwed worse than Notre Dame, way worse than Notre Dame. Why was BYU behind Notre Dame? I don't understand that. I really don't get that. They were 11-2. Their only 2 losses being to the same team, the same Texas Tech team. They got blown out in their conference championship game. So did Alabama. Alabama got in. I know you ran out of spots, but maybe BYU should have been in even over Miami and Notre Dame. That's kind of how I feel. They said they wouldn't punish teams for falling out of, for losing a conference title game, but BYU doesn't seem to be the case. They got it right leaving Notre Dame out, but I don't know. What do y'all think about that? Should BYU have got in over Notre Dame or over Miami? I think BYU should definitely be in over Notre Dame. I don't get the obsession with Notre Dame, though. I already yelled about that enough, though. But anyway, super excited for the Pop Tart Bowl. Like, laugh at me, ha ha ha, whatever. Reality is, too, year 3 of a rebuild here, coming off the worst coach in the history of Tech. So people laughing at us for not being in the playoffs. They used to laugh at us for winning 3 games. So I'd rather be laughed at for, going to the Pop Tarts Bowl than what we had been laughed at for in the past. But this is going to be great. This is going to get some great content playing BYU. I'm super excited. And me and Cdogg, too. We'll see you guys at the Pop Tart Bowl. Go Jackets. I'll see y'all next time.